Woods. Instrument Woods. Instrument truck right now. Truck driving. Yep. It's boring. There's nothing on the load board today, and we just so happen to be in Phoenix, Arizona. So, what better way to go spend my time if I don't have anything to go do for work than grab the bow, grab the backpack, and go find deers. So, headed out to a spot, and we're gonna see if we can find a big buck. Yep, that's what we're doing. All right, got us a room. Trailer's unhooked. Just transferred from a truck driver to a hunting truck. Truck and rig to a hunting truck. Custom. Off we go into the abyss. Just into the snowy desert. There's tracks still. As long as I don't die and tip over. Gotta get there. That's no wind. No deer. Not yet. It's about 3:45, 4 o'clock. About an hour and a half till dark. Deer should start moving pretty soon. I've picked it apart with the spot and scope and the sorrows. Those tracks. Tracks seem like they're a couple days old. Well, at least a day old, I believe. I'm not sure when it snowed here last. I think it was about 48 hours ago. So recently, there's been an elk and deer in here. In a spot I hunted in early November. It's still pretty warm. I'm not sure if the deer have migrated out of here yet. They were just starting to get pretty ruddy then. So it's early January now. January 7th. Or 8th. January 8th. So probably majority you would think have moved out, but I've seen bucks in here before. Rifle hunting it. Archery hunting right now. Let's see if we see us a buck. It's getting kind of cold. I don't like the cold. But I like deer meat. I already have some deer meat. But you got a tag in your pocket and you were driving through Arizona anyways. You look for deer. Keep you guys updated. And if we see anything, I'll bleep bloop it in here somewhere. Yep. Nope. No deer. No elk. Not looking for elk. Just like watching them. 2 coyotes. That's about it. But I can't see by the light coming off my face. You just can't beat. You can't beat that. Can't beat an Arizona sunset. They never disappoint. Packed up and right back to the truck. Oh, we still got a little baby bit of shooting light. I think my efforts are better with that than hanging out right here. Maybe we'll jump something on the way back to the truck. I don't know. Morning, peoples. Didn't update anything last night. Got back to the truck and just went and got some dinner and went to bed. Didn't bust anything on my walk out. Haven't seen a deer yet. But we've moved to a new spot and we're gonna give it a shot. It's not looking super promising right now, just because all I'm seeing are moo cows and moo cow tracks. Haven't seen an elk track or a deer track yet. Technically, I'm about 800 feet in elevation below where I was last night. I was kind of hoping this would be a good spot, but it is kind of a frozen tundra out here. I can't imagine a lot of critters would want to live in it, other than these moo cows. So we might not be here very long. Plan is just kind of glass from the truck. I got a couple of drainages I can look at. Another thing you can do is, when you have a good fresh snowfall, instead of wasting your time on an area for a long period of time, use your glass for two things, you know, other than locating animals. Try and glass tracks. Like, you can't obviously tell from distance what, you know, is elk and deer tracks all the time, unless there's been multiple elk that came through there and it's kind of a blown out area. But you can definitely see, you know, hey, is there life here? Well, there's no tracks in the snow, and it snowed 2 days ago. I think the assumption there is there's no life here right now. So don't waste your time. Don't waste any of your hours of hunting, especially if you're limited on time, that you can do that in an area that's obviously not proving that there is anything there. Move, be mobile, do a bunch of stuff like that. Don't just marry yourself to one spot. I'm a very mobile hunter. I'm always on the move. I hike, get out and go do different stuff like that, but I do use a vehicle as a tool to get me from multiple different places so I can see as much country as possible, and it usually provides me with opportunity. But I'll give you guys an update if we find anything. What's up, guys? So I didn't update anybody yesterday on how the hunt went. I did find a few deer, 4 does, well, does and fawns. That was it. And yeah, I was gonna update you guys after that, but I ended up getting a big ball valve handle shoved right through the center of my tire. Thank God I'm driving a dually. Was able to limp it back to the town I was staying in and get a plug. I carry tools with me and I carry a tire repair kit, but apparently I was out of plugs. So got back to town, bought a plug, plugged the tire, and it's letting it hold enough air to get me home. I'm a Hotshot trucking driver. The whole reason I was down there was obviously for work, and there was nothing else coming out of the Phoenix area, headed back up to Salt Lake, where I'm out of, Tooele area, so on and so forth. So that's why I had my bow with me, just in case I needed to hang out for a bit to get me out of there and continue back working. I could go hunting. Hunting didn't work out, and with all these snow squalls and whatnot we're dealing with up here, I kind of just had to time the weather right. Decided to hang my hat up on the deer hunting quest, and there was nothing else on the load board. Still drove back empty. That's another thing about all you hotshot truckers out there that are telling YouTube that you're making $7,000 a week. Though I have made $7,000 a week when it's been busy. It wasn't like I made $7,000 in that week and I only worked a couple days. No, it is long days, long nights, especially battling with ELD compliance to make sure customers are taken care of and strategically planning. It's not easy. You want to get into hotshot trucking, do it. I think it's a great thing. I think entrepreneurship is a great thing. I think working for yourself is a great thing. I'm going to be a big promoter of that, especially on this page. But I'm not going to tell you it's easy, because it's not. It is hard work, and there's due diligence that have to be done. There are sacrifices that have to be made, and yeah, a lot of holding yourself accountable, and yeah, it's not easy. Just like today, driving all the way back from Arizona was not a single thing on my trailer. There was a few partials in Vegas I could have picked up. I tried to barter with the brokers, and they wouldn't budge on unfair rates. So told them to keep their load, and hopefully they get it moved. They'll take advantage of somebody, but they weren't going to take advantage of me. So I drove right by them, and I'm headed home. Go be with my girls, and I'll take my chances tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. I'll do some local stuff and whatnot, and then I gotta get in the garage and work on that truck a little bit. I got a square body at home. I've been doing a frame off. One owner family is my great grandpa's truck. Got that thing torn apart right now. Just did a motor in it. Now I gotta finish doing some paint and all that. So I have plenty of stuff to do. Hopefully this weekend I can squeeze in some time to do that and take the wife out on a date. Hopefully go look for some late season deer and elks. Do a little pre-scouting for shed season. The wife and I are big shed heads. Everybody laughs at that. Doesn't get it. That's fine. We love it. It's a reason for us to get outside and go hiking. She calls them hiking trophies. So I think that's pretty number one on our list. That's what date night usually looks like for us. We go scout. We look for elk, we look for deer, we take pictures, photography. And if we get a chance, we go shed hunt. With all the heavy snowfall, we won't be doing none of that, but leaving the elk and deer alone, staying out of their areas, letting them stay calm, and just get some cool photographs. Let the dogs go run around. But yeah, that's the end to the hotshot trucking / deer hunt. Sometimes I do both, and that's the beauty of being an entrepreneur, being in business for yourself, being your own boss. Sometimes you can go do that. This week wasn't necessarily 110% because I decided to set some time aside for myself. Just worked out that way. It's winter and work slows down. That's okay. As long as you're due diligent with saving your money and doing, working your butt off when the work's there, I can afford to do that and not really lose too much sweat off my back about it. So I'm gonna get back to driving here. I'm about 45 minutes from home. We'll give the wife a squeeze and have a nice evening. See you guys in the next one. Thanks.